AITAH for leaving my fiancé because she'll not do the things she did to her exes to me. Advice needed. I know the title may sound disturbing, but let me explain. I have been together with my fiancé for 4 years and engaged for 1. I did not have many prior relationship experiences while she had plenty. We are both 28, no children. It would be a lie for me to say everything was perfect. There were some parts of the relationship I left wanting more. First comment, pretty quickly into Op's post I was like, oh, she did the boring thing. I.e., many of her past romantic partners were probably narcissists, and she had a highly emotional roller coaster of a relationship that was intense and ended with a lot of drama. But if she picks someone she finds boring, then she'll have stability and lack the severe emotional highs and lows. Unfortunately, she didn't actually appreciate the less intense person that Op probably is, and wasn't triggered by trying to constantly regain Op's attention or become overwhelmed by love bombing. To be clear, I am not stating Op actually is boring. But that Op is probably kind, considerate, emotionally mature, and doesn't have that dramatic emotional intensity of a crazy love-bombing narcissist that she probably dated before. Edit Op if you get to read this comment. She wasn't settling on your quality of person. It's actually why she said the word maturing, and I'm sure she really wanted to. She was trying to move on to a mature, loving, low-drama relationship. She also just wasn't ready to be mature herself. So please don't think she was settling on your quality as something lower in her eyes. If we are going to use the word settling, she was settling up for you. You were, and are, better and more mature than the relationship she was prepared to have or had likely ever had before, which is why she brushed off your comments. If she was actually ready to mature, all of the things you wanted would come naturally as a natural mature extension of mutual deep love for one another and shared intimacy and experiences together. Don't fear the tender, caring person who you are or start operating that you have to earn receiving or passionate love. A person who isn't immature, gives and receives in healthy and frequent ways, gives you intimate and intense sex, will be as natural as breathing. Remember that. And obviously NTA for leaving someone who doesn't provide the relationship and environment you desire and deserve. For example, I was more of a giver than receiver both emotionally and physically. When I communicated about it, she said it's nothing to exaggerate and completely normal. She made gestures from time to time, but that's it. Also, SX was incredibly vanilla, though I expressed my desire to try out different things. When I think of the past now, I probably should not have proposed to her. In a Dr. N. Ken night out with her friends, I overheard about her past. She used to be a very passionate, hopeless romantic and did extremely non-vanilla sexual with her exes. I will not talk about her sexual past even though I have complicated feelings about it. Preferences can change and she does not owe me doing sexual acts. Let us put it aside. After one of her friends told me about how I am lucky to get such a romantic partner and she probably rocks my world, I felt extremely disturbed. I questioned why she was not like that in our relationship. She did not compliment me, get me gifts, make frequent gestures or arrange dates while she did all these for her exes. I did everything in the relationship. I confronted her next day about it and asked her if she even loves me at all. She told me she finds me attractive and loves me. She matured and the things she did changed both physically and emotionally. However, I told her she should at least show emotional effort. I told her the things other couples say tells me our situation is not normal. I should not bear all the effort in the relationship. She told me she will do it, but nothing changed. In the end of 4 months, I came to conclusion that I am being settled for. I realized I deserve much better than this. I deserve to be wanted both physically and emotionally. I thought about our relationship and I also realized I was gaslighted to think that kind of thing is normal. I broke off the engagement last week and she told me I am being immature and insecure by overthinking. Maybe I am, but it does not change the fact that I deserve much better and she deserves someone who'll accept her like that, if she is like that at all with other people, of course. Am I wrong for feeling like that and leaving her? Second comment, I was looking for a take like this. Her previous relationship sounds super toxic. The issue here isn't that she doesn't treat Op the same way as her previous partners. If she learned that she doesn't need to participate in unwanted sexual acts or constantly perform big romantic gestures to be loved, that's a good thing. Op shouldn't compare her current and previous behavior, but simply look at how she treats him right now. Right now, she doesn't seem to make Op feel loved, seen, and valued. That is the problem, regardless of what she may or may not have done with previous partners. Unlike many other people here, I'm not convinced that she doesn't love Op or is settling for him. She may be overcorrecting. From her love-bombing behaviors, she may be trying to prove to herself that she doesn't need to do any of that to be loved by Op. She may not have learned yet to show love in a healthy way. Either way, Op deserves to be with someone who makes an effort and gives him the love he deserves. Third comment, this. And I'm saying this as someone having played the part of ops partner. I was in a relationship I didn't really feel, and despite being romantic and creative in other relationships, basically just lived through that relationship on autopilot. If my GF wouldn't have called me or wanted to do things, I probably wouldn't have contacted her much, if at all. I excused myself at first by saying to myself she's the one who wanted the relationship, so in TBF, I wasn't really in a great state mentally at the time and had to deal with depression. But still, I only caused her grief and emotional trouble, as she constantly wondered what she's doing wrong. Luckily, it didn't take too long to realize that I'm simply the asshole. The asshole by not realizing that I constantly shut her down in her attempts to have a perfectly normal relationship and wanting to feel loved. I tried to do better for a bit, but obviously, if you don't feel it, there's nothing you can do, so I let go. Fourth comment, NTA. When my husband and me started our relationship, he was similar. I thought everything was fine. Then I heard the stories about what he all did for his ex and was disappointed. I talked to him. He told me he did stuff for her to make her happy he didn't actually feel comfortable with, but also committed that he did everything for this woman and she cheated on him over and over again. She not only broke his heart, but also his trust and left him with her debts. So after all of this, he totally lost his romantic view. I asked him if this means he thinks I will cheat too. He told me no, that he knows that I'm not her, but still he has this irrational trust issues. When we were together for like 7 months, he invited me to go to the wedding of his cousin in his parents' home country. We stay at his grandparents' farm. A really old farm, old-fashioned technology, no warm water. You needed to boil water for a warm shower. But his granny was such a sweet, lovely lady, and I liked his really big family and had so much fun with them at the wedding, even tough most of them neither talked my language nor English. The food was so delicious too. I loved that trip. Afterwards, everything chanced. He was more caring than before, and we had more and better sex. His sister told me that he took his ex to a family wedding too. They stayed also with his grandparents, and she just hated the trip and felt so uncomfortable with his family and didn't even try to get to know them, even though they were really trying to get in touch with her. She is no introvert, but really outgoing. She made my husband feel bad for spending time with his family on the trip, family he hadn't seen for years, so he only spent time with her, while she told him on and on how she hates this place and doesn't want to ever come back. After he took me there and saw how different I am to his ex, he seemed to finally realize that he can trust me. It changed something inside of him. Now we are together over 10 years, married nearly 5 of it, and he still cares for me and put effort in our relationship. He is an amazing dad too. But you said that you are together for years and she should know you by now. Maybe ask her if her reason for being different with you really is about her being more mature, or if there is another reason, if she has some trust issues. Maybe a therapy could help if this is her problem. If not, you just aren't a good match. You should feel loved and cared for in a relationship. That's impossible if she treats you like that.